What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Sierra, and we're going to be jumping into this video real quick. So go ahead and like and subscribe, and we can go ahead and start on in. So today we are doing a huge transformation. My client came in 6 months ago and had this balayage done, so it's extremely grown out, as you can see. And she wants to go as big, as bright, as blonde as possible. She let me cut off 4 inches of her hair, which I'm so sad I didn't get on camera. It was great. But basically, we're going to come in and do a combination of deep teases. So we're going to have some deep tease, some weave sections, some baby lights, some slices going on. It's going to be kind of all over the place. We want to be kind of like a solid blonde, extremely dimensional, all that good stuff. So definitely some highs and lows, some V's, all that good stuff. I am using Schwarzkopf. I have equal portions of 7 and 20 volume mixed up with Blonde Me Lightener and Developer. So that was our middle section, and I'm going to come in and do a deep tease. Like I said, some portions we are going to deep tease, some portions we're going to weave. It just depends on where I'm trying to see the dimension at. She has a lot of hair, so I kind of like to eyeball everything out and kind of see where her movement is and where I want the different color direction to go. So because her ends are already lightened, you're going to see that I'm going to kind of either feather them down or leave them out completely because I don't want them to get too light. I really want to focus, moving up her balayage first, and then you'll see that I'll come back in and then re-saturate her ends. We are still going to go back and cut off like another inch and a half. So I'm really not trying to waste too much product. She already let me cut off 4 inches, so I didn't want to make it too short, but I don't want to waste product. So I'm going to leave some of the ends out in some of the videos, like you see right here, and then I'm going to come right under here and do my nice deep weaving and deep tease, all of that. You'll see some highs and lows, like I said, in some videos. You're going to see V's in some, just kind of however I feel. I like to just kind of, saturate and feather up as I see fit. Okay, so now I've moved my way to the front. I'm just kind of taking like diagonal slices. Some I'm doing slices, some I'm doing baby lights. And then I'm just honestly kind of doing some highs and lows and bringing it as far up as we can because she does want it pretty high up. Again, in some areas leaving the ends out, some areas feathering the ends. It just depends on how bright and if they're dimensional or not. Miracle is basically checking my foils in the back, making sure that nothing's over processing, and then also making sure that it's not getting too much lighter than the ends. We're going to go back and saturate the ends so they can process evenly with the top half. Since the top half is like a level 3 and her ends are like a level 6, you want to make sure that everything processes nice and even. I did find that towards the end, even though we did cut some of the blonde off, it wasn't too big of a deal, but I did notice there was like maybe a slight half level difference, but I was able to tone it out at the end. So whenever you kind of come and see, she kind of lifted to like a clean level 7. Once you rinse the lightener off, it was like a true 7, and then the ends are still like a light kind of 6, so 6, 7 I would say. And so I had to go back in and lighten the ends and then kind of brush everything up. So I pulled all my foils up top, making sure everything was nice and even, and then I went back to resaturate the ends and let them process a little bit longer. In some portions they were perfect, in some portions they were a little bit like on the warmer, like level 6, 7 side. It just depends on what foil I had. It's just from, the toner taking evenly and her kind of not being consistent with her color. I like my clients to kind of come in every 4 to 6 weeks to just get a fresh little color touch up. They can leave wet. It's only like $25 to $45 to just get a color refresh, but she hasn't had any color done, at least by me anyway, for 6 to 7 months. So I definitely had to put a lot of work into this. Now, I know some of y'all are going to argue, Sierra, that looks like a level 8 to me. Guys, you have to keep in mind that there is blue pigment in the lightener. So I was actually so happy when I saw it and I pulled the foils. I'm like, oh my gosh, she is so light. Like, I'm so happy. But y'all, when I went to go rinse all this lightener off, it was orange city. I know it looks like a really beautiful true yellow, but it was not. Blue lightener is very, very, very deceiving. But I let this process for the max. I think it sat on for almost a full hour. She has really, really strong hair, so I was not worried about that whatsoever. And then again, I left the ends out, so her hair integrity was, not an issue whatsoever. But you can see me kind of resaturating. Her ends were like a true 6-7. She was maybe a 7-8 in some pieces in the back, but honestly and truthfully a true 7 all around. Like I said, blue lightener is deceiving, y'all. It did do a little bit better with some blue shampoo. It wasn't too bad. But you can see that it was honestly like a true 7. Look at that. So we did go in with a Schwarzkopf toner, and I'm so upset because I can't remember the toner that I used on her roots, but I do remember what I used on her ends. On her ends, we used the Schwarzkopf 9-4, which is like a muted gold, honestly like a true beige, and then a level 8. I did this because she had a lot of warmth in her hair, and she wanted to keep the warmth. We didn't really care to fight the warmth at all. We love gold tones here, and then we did blue shampoo it, so that kind of killed off a lot of the orange and gold tones already in the hair, but I wanted to play with the warmth a little bit instead of having to go and cancel it out. And we honestly really ended up liking it. I'm a very big fan of caramels and golds and just warm shades altogether, especially on tanner skin. My client is from Latin descent. She's Hispanic, so I do find with her complexion, gold tones truly look best. I'm still upset that I can't remember what I mixed for her root. I'm going to go ahead and guess that it was probably 724 and 60, because that just sounds like something I would do. But I've just been upset a whole day that I cannot remember, and I did not save it in my books, which I'm really disappointed in, but it's okay. But we're mixing 2 different formulas. One is at the root, and then I'm taking a different brush and then brushing it down to her ends and doing like a nice little smudge. So now we're just letting our toner process. I let my toners process anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes. I think we did 7 all the way around, and the color just came out beautiful. We have some nice bright like level 8s in the front. You'll kind of see, like I said, there's a slight half level difference from the kind of like the ends to the top. I was a little bit upset with that, but this was a 6-hour process in our second lightning session, and we did it all in one day, and she had tons of hair, so I was honestly really happy with the results, and so was she. We did some really pretty layering, which she's never had before, and obviously we took a lot of length off, so it was a major transformation, and we were both obsessed with it. You can see that it still has dimension towards the mids, but it's a lot brighter. I'll go ahead and do a before real quick so y'all can see transformation.